Hello, Smazzy. Welcome. Namaste. Are you a member? No, there's no membership. You're here. We're watching. Whack-A-Mole Compact Disc Edition number, whatever the number is. Is it 27, 28? I don't know. You know before I do. I do these once in a while, and I enjoy my compact discs down in the music room office. I work here instead of flipping records. I do have a dual CS5000 turntable, play records sometimes, but when I'm working, CDs work. I don't stream. So when I do these digital compact disc whack-a-moles, I choose 10 because they're smaller, so you can't just do 5. So here we go. I'll just do 5 and 5, kind of do that side. I see we're not all in frame there, so I'll make sure I stay in frame. So those of you who think this is kind of a wonky thing, no, I'm not cheating. So 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's see how we fare today. The last man on earth, father of Rufus, father of Martha, Loudon Wainwright III. Loudon Wainwright II was the editor for Life magazine for years. Folk singer, first on Atlantic Records, went to Columbia Records, has a wry sense of humor. This is Last Man on Earth. This is a later record that he was on. This is 20 years ago, 2001, Red House Records. A promo that my buddy, my late friend Vernon gave me. He worked for this distributor. I don't really know what to say too much about this album. Susie Roach is on it from Roaches. They have a couple records on Columbia, which are really wonderful. Oh, and of course, he's represented by Mike Kappas, who was a friend of Vernon, I know, Rosebud's agency, a booking firm who worked with John Lee Hooker and J.G. Cale. Now, I'm going to deflect from this specific album because I don't know it as well as the vinyl versions I have. Probably his most recognized record back in the 70s on FM radio was Dead Skunk in the Middle of the Road. But he had a wry sense of humor, great series of records. And I have all the Columbia and all the Atlantic records. He's also an actor. He was in some TV shows like, what's that? The one after Freaks and Geeks, the sequel to Freaks and Geeks when they're in college. He played the father of the main character. Anyway, Loudon Wainwright III. Okay, we're going all in on... Okay, Mrs. Bruce Springsteen, Patti Scialfa. I always pronounce that wrong. I know I got it wrong. Her records are really good. They're kind of soulful rock and roll. They're actually really beautiful records. This one is called Play It As It Lays. The one before this is my favorite, and I can't remember the name of this. I don't know what to say about her. Anyway, she's married to Bruce Springsteen. She's got a great voice. I mean, she came on board with Bruce in the E Street Band for background vocals. And of course, love happened and he dumped the model and rightly married Patti. Every rock star has their, I don't want to sound misogynist, but, it can go either way, I guess, men and women. But usually it's men to women. You marry a model just because. Some last, though. I mean, some don't. But obviously, very talented rhythm guitar player and a great vocalist. She's got a really good sound, and I really like her records, her CDs. I only have them on CD. Lisa Gerrard, The Mirror Pool. It's on 4AD, I believe. Yeah, 4AD. She was part of Dead Can't Dance. Very a beautiful operatic, worldly voice. I believe she's the one who did also the voice and the soundtrack to The Gladiator. But her records are just really wonderful, very Middle Eastern sounding, ambient type music, soaring records. And this is the Mirror Pool, lovely record. The Texas Tornadoes had just several records, somewhat of a super group. It has Flaco Jimenez, a great Tejana accordion player, played with Ry Cooder. Ry Cooder really kind of brought him on chicken skin music. It's got Doug Sahm, Sir Douglas Quintet, that Doug Sahm, Freddie Fender, and who else? Who's the fourth one? I'm going to get this wrong. See, who is the fourth one? See, I blew it. Let's see. Come on. You know, this is what I friggin' hate about CDs. The type is so small, you can't read. You can read everything except, oh, is that Augie Meyer? It's Augie Myers, right? Yeah, of course, Augie Myers. Augie Myers, I should have known that, but, you know, once I read his name. He was the Farfisa organ player in the Sir Douglas Quintet with Doug Sahm. These are really great records. They're Tex-Mex. They're Zydeco, somewhat rock and roll, country flavored Americana before we called it Americana, with a very Mexicana base. This would be a great double bill with Calexico opening up if they were all still alive. But anyway, there you go. Texas Tornadoes, live from Limo, Volume 1. I do not have Volume 2, and this is on Virgin Records. Fleetwood Mac Rumors. I don't need to say anything about that album. Five more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, Kate Bush, The Red Shoes. Now, The Red Shoes, the title of that is based on that infamous British wonderful motion picture, The Red Shoes, a ballet. But anyway, Rubber Band Girl was one of the hits on this record, and The Red Shoes. You know, is it the first or second album I think she made when she went from EMI to Sony Columbia, at least in the States. I don't know about in the UK. After, I think Sensual World was the first Kate Bush album on the switch to Columbia in the US. But I'm all in on Kate Bush. I've done features on Kate Bush. I've done rankings on Kate Bush. So nothing else I need to say about Kate Bush. But it's a really good record. It's not one of my top 5, but it's a record I really love. I've been all in lately on PJ Harvey. This is Stories from the City, Stories from the Sea. It's in my top 3, I think, PJ Harvey records. Big End is a great song. Beautiful Feeling. Kamikaze. British singer. She's got a little angular, intense sound. Some would say she's got a little Yoko Ono type of sound, only more palatable for people who aren't into Yoko Ono. Kind of that intenseness of a kind of post-new wave, post-punk sound, a little folk occasionally. Her demo releases that have been reissued with these are really wonderful. I just showed a little showcase on Let England Shake is one of my favorites. So PJ Harvey. Is it Polly Jean, I believe, right? Okay. Well, we got just a comp here. Nothing really to say about this. There's so many different comps of Pink Floyd. This is Echoes, and this is actually a nice intro. If you're into, the old days, you'd have a CD in your car, and this would be the kind of thing you'd bring in along for the ride, because it's got two CDs, starting with Astronomy Domain, or Domain, I think it's Domain, and it goes up to Bike and Family Play and Time and One of These Days, Us and Them, Echoes, Money, the hits, Sheep, and a few deeper tracks. Just a great double comp. Again, all artwork by Hypnosis. Wonderful, wonderful collection. So, in the days of streaming, do you need these? But I like them, and right in the mood. In fact, after I think I do this video, I'm going to put this on, just get a little overview of some Pink Floyd stuff. So, Pink Floyd is one of those artists that you like to go in the album from start to finish, because they're somewhat thematic, and but it's once in a while nice to grab songs like this and have a comp of hits. And lastly, a deluxe edition. There's a series of these MCA Universal Chronicles series that came out in the 90s and 2000s. This came out in 2002. Anniversary deluxe edition of The Who, My Generation. People try to put us down talking about My Generation. This has the original album, and I believe they have this is the original album in stereo. Then it has bonus tracks, Can't Explain, Bald-Headed Woman, and then it's got bonus tracks, alternative versions, instrumental versions, a cappella versions, and then it's got a couple of mono versions. But I believe, after this, there's been so many boxes and rehashes of rehashes and remasters and repackaging, redo the albums yet again, so people buy them again with mono and stereo, The Who. But of course, Pete Townsend licensed all these songs away all the time. But My Generation, what a great song. This is a really great album, one of their best of the early years of The Who. So thank you for 10 Compact Disc Whack-A-Moles. Mazzy loves you. See you next time on this same channel.